All right, y'all, so I am back with part 2 of this Gwendolyn E. White situation. Yo, let me tell you something. What I'm starting to understand is a pattern and a trend within a lot of these institutions when it comes to corporate mobbing, institutional abuse, things like that. I'm starting to see a pattern the more that I dig into this stuff. But I want to bring you part 2 so that you understand inside Gwendolyn E. White's court filings where she alleged hacking confession, police cover-up claims, and years of escalation, okay? It's not that far-fetched. It's not like this can't happen to any one of us, okay? Because I know I can personally tell a story about what happened with me. So part 1 basically was the cross-contamination of Gwendolyn E. White's, her medical files. This is a part that led up, allegedly, to Gwendolyn White and the 2 attorneys incident outside Wake County Courthouse in North Carolina. But people online are digging a whole lot deeper into years and years and years of filings, lawsuits, motions, social media posts, and trying to really understand what led up to that moment, okay? After reviewing personally Gwendolyn White's own court submissions, this situation appears to be far deeper than just a neighborhood dispute. According to contempt motions personally filed by Gwendolyn White in Wake County Superior Court, White accuses the Royalsville Police Department of refusing to comply with a court order connected to what she calls a hacking confession video. White claimed that police body cam footage from March of 2021 allegedly captures discussions about hacking, break-ins, police favoritism, and criminal activity against her family. She accuses the Royalsville Police Chief, David Simmons, and other officers of refusing to release the footage even after judges allegedly ordered them to turn it over. The filing also claims that White believes that there were numerous 911 calls tied to her complaints and that police were withholding records that she felt supported her version of events. Throughout the motion, White makes a wide range of allegations involving the neighbor, police officers, attorneys, and others. She claimed that police hacked her accounts, entered her home, deleted digital data, stole money, because they little broke asses, stole money, allegedly, damaged property, and surveyed her family. She also alleged that officers privately, why would they do it in public? But yeah, they would privately acknowledge the existence of the so-called hacking confession video, but would never release it. Yeah, because they had to gaslight her. Why not? That's my opinion. You gaslight her. We're going to take her down anyway. Let's make sure she goes down in flames, right? So the filing further accuses the attorneys and judges of relying on false information and claims law enforcement protected certain individuals because of personal relationships and influence. That's how it works, right? I've seen it happen like that. I got a story. Y'all ain't ready for that story. It's important to emphasize that these allegations contained in White's own court filings and filings themselves do not independently verify her claims, the claims. However, they do show the extent of what White appeared to believe was happening to her and her family in the years leading up to the courthouse shooting. Now, that may explain why this case is drawing national attention, because investigators, media outlets, and the public are trying to understand whether this involved a long-running grievance spiral, mental health concerns, and unresolved disputes, or some combination of those factors. One thing is certain, y'all. According to White's own filings, these accusations and legal battles have been escalating for years before the shooting outside the courthouse. Now, I want to just personally say that once you start digging into this, you may see some things that have happened to you dealing with a lot of institutions. Now, I'm not condoning violence, and I'm not saying that what Miss White did was the way to go. You don't go out there and shoot no white folks outside of a courthouse, especially in North Carolina, when we know ain't what it is. And we also know that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just because they black, or just because they one certain nationality or the other, they definitely play their role, okay? They play their role because they don't want to become the Gwendolyn E. Whites in the situation. It feels like Miss White went ahead and made a big explosion, in my opinion, she did this so that this case and what is going on in North Carolina, in Raleigh, in the Wake County Courthouse can come to light so people can see. She kind of bit the bullet, in my opinion, for everybody who has been targeted by this institution in many institutions. This is a playbook that does exist, y'all. This does exist, and it exists for a lot of people who look like us. Again, not all skin folk are kinfolk, so they play their part too. Everybody has a central part to take somebody down. And the way that it works is very simple. It's been a playbook that has worked for centuries. And a lot of it's done to people who want to do the right thing, people who don't want to jump into the mobbing or the bullying and the stuff like that in corporate environments. This happens to people who are brilliant. Anyway, that's just my little piece on that. I'm going to bring you part 3.